inflation and trade flows, achieving a trillion economy of the Uttar Pradesh. So this is our theme. This is our theme of the international. Can you hear me, sir?
Okay. Good.
Right. First of all, I welcome very respected chief guest, Sir S.K. Tripathi, sir, Vice Chancellor, FM University, Balaso. On behalf of IEA family, we congratulate him for his dynamic leadership. His FM University get A with 3.18 in NAAC score and become the best university in Odisha. Welcome you, sir. I welcome our dynamic personality, Professor Deepak Sable, sir, Principal, Bharat College of Art and Commerce, Badlapur, West Mumbai. He is an advocate, High Court, Major in NCC and the Principal of prestigious college. Welcome you, sir. Mr. Gagan Kumarji, Chartered Accountant. He is Settler Krishnomatics Legal, a very senior tax advisor, advisor to the BJP Chartered Accountant Cell. Welcome you, sir. I extend heartiest welcome Professor Mukulika Hitkari, a learned and the multidimensional personality of DSPG College of Kanpur. I welcome our own family members, Professor Nandita Srivastava ji, Head of the Economics Department, ADC University of Allahabad. I also welcome our President, Professor Ghanshyam Singh ji of Magadha University, and our Conference President, Professor A.P. Pandey, former Vice Chancellor of the Manipur University, and possesses a very pleasing personality. I welcome our mentor, Dr. A.K. Tomar, former Principal of DS College, Aligarh, the Professor Hindu Vashne ji, our Treasurer and Principal of the RP Girls Degree College, Hathras. I would welcome our Chief Coordinator of Technical Cell, Dr. Monica Vashne too. I welcome with the open hearts and all who present in the webinar and give us full support to organize this webinar. Thank you very much. Once again, welcome you all. Madam, you can take it over. Thank you. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Please continue. Thank you all.
Okay. Thank you, Asthana, sir. Good evening. Honorable grandees, distinguished experts, delegates, and participants. It is a great honor and privilege for me to introduce and invite the galaxy of intellectuals and luminaries to this highly acclaimed gathering on behalf of esteemed Indian Economic Association, well known for encouraging brilliance in different domains of economics. It gives me immense pleasure to acknowledge the presence of dignitaries and distinguished speakers who have agreed to share their expertise and knowledge on the topic impact of Jan Dhan Yojana and direct benefit transfer schemes on Indian economy. We are fortunate to have Honorable Professor Santosh Kumar Tripathi, sir, Vice Chancellor, FMU University, Balasore, a visionary leader and exemplary figure as our chief guest, Professor Ghanshyam Singh, sir, President of Indian Economic Association, whose accomplishments and hard work are a testament to his unwavering dedication, has honored us with his presence in the seminar. Professor A.P. Pandey, sir, Conference President, Indian Economic Association, having a wealth of experience and knowledge, is our keynote speaker. I also greet and introduce the speakers of today's seminar, Professor Mukulika Hitkari, ma'am, from Department of Economics, DGPG College, Kanpur, an expert and veteran in her field, Dr. Deepak P. Sable, Professor and Principal, Bharat College, Badlapur, West Mumbai, having a stunning vision, Professor Nandita, Head of Economics Department, ADC University of Allahabad, an inspiration to all of us, along with highly acclaimed Shri Gagan Kumar ji, Settler, Krishonomics, Legal, New Delhi, I welcome you all to this learned community. Before beginning this cognitive event, I would very humbly make two things very clear. One is that all the reputed speakers are requested to adhere to the time limit allotted to them. And second is, we will have a discussion round towards the end of the seminar where the attendees can put forward their queries and renowned speakers can also have an open-end discussion to share their thoughts. Highly lauded Professor Ghanshyam N. Singh, sir, President, Indian Economic Association, a role model for many and a true inspiration, had to present his inaugural address in the seminar, but due to some internet connectivity problems, sir could not join us. All but respected sir has sent his address to be read in this seminar. So I am going to read this address for you all. Can I, sir? Can I read it, sir? Sir has written, delighted to address this galaxy of IEA fraternity academicians at this national seminar on a very relevant topic like impact of Jan Dhan Yojana and direct benefit transfer schemes on Indian economy. At the outset, I wish to express my deep sense of gratitude to Professor Santosh Kumar Tripathi, sir, VC FMU, Balasore, for having agreed to deliver his talk as its chief guest. Along with him, our thanks go to Professor Mukulika Hitkari, Dr. Deepak P. Sable, Professor Nandita, Shri Gagan Kumar, and all others who are participating in its deliberation. Our own core team with our conference president, Professor Adya Prasad Pandey, Chief Program Coordinator, Dr. A.K. Tomar, Secretary General, Dr. D.K. Asthana, Professor Indu Vashne ma'am, Monica Vashne ma'am need our deep appreciations for keeping track with all our IEA fraternity all round and make our IEA more vibrant in communicating through online seminars and conferences and involving all of us from all over the country on academic interaction. This seminar is in continuation to that venture. It was some 9 years back when PM Modi announced on his Independence Day speech, JDY was launched in the year 2014, which is a financial inclusion program to Indian citizens, which aims to expand affordable access to financial services such as bank accounts, remittances, credit, insurances, pensions. All those having his PM Jan Dhan account opened 6 years back can get a loan of rupees 10,000, and even those having his PM Jan Dhan account open less than 6 months can avail overdraft facility of rupees 200. And the JDY can be operated with zero balance, a great financial relief to downtrodden. Similarly, direct benefit transfer is an attempt to change the mechanism of transferring subsidies launched by Government of India on January 1, 2013. This scheme aims to establish a system to transfer subsidies directly to the people through their linked bank account. The present dispensation at the center touched the nerves of the issues and tried to find a solution so that the middleman between the benefit provider, the government, and the lower in the ladder for those benefits are meant, the people may not grab the benefits, and the launched schemes like JDY and DBT be made available to those for whom it is meant. I hope the inputs of the seminar with suggestion and recommendation be vastly circulated for the benefit of academicians and even sent to the government for action if required. Sorry for not participating in this important deliberation as I am at present at my native place, though it is close to district headquarters, yet connectivity and internet disruptive so as to make me away from our dearest esteemed friends of IEA fraternity. With this short observation, I wish you all a great success. And after that sir's name is written. So I would like to thank sir for his insightful, stimulating address. His address has provided a momentous to this seminar. The next dignitary present amongst us is a distinguished individual whose achievements have earned him the respect of all is Professor A.P. Pandey sir, former Vice Chancellor, Manipur University. I invite respected sir most courteously to present his keynote address and explicit today's topic. Professor A.P. Pandey sir, please.
सर अनम्यूट करिए सर अपने को अनम्यूट कर लीजिए सर
हो गया ना
या राइट
I've done it. So respected Professor H. Tripathi Sahab, Vice Chancellor, Fakir Mohan University, Deepa Madam, Professor Madhulka ji, Nandita ji, Professor Deepak Sahab, and of course Ghanshyam ji, our President, Professor A.K. Tomar Sahab, our conference coordinator, Madam Indu Vasne ji, Professor D.K. Asthana ji, our Secretary General, Monica ji, other respected dignitaries present in the seminar, and research scholars, as Madam and Mr. said, some research scholars have also joined. So it's a great achievement for us that some research scholars have joined this seminar, and our future generation is very much active. As we know, after being Prime Minister of India, our Prime Minister, we can say our visionary Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, launched this scheme, and this scheme is very long awaited because it was required for the benefit of downtrodden and economically weaker section of the society especially. And as we know, one of our earlier Prime Minister once commented that whatever is being given from the center, it reaches to the last man having very low percentage of return. It means whatever they are paying, and he tells that out of 100 paisa, only 16 paisa is reaching to the beneficiaries. So this was much more required, and after being the Prime Minister, in his first speech at Independence Day, our Prime Minister said that they are going to launch this scheme, and it was launched immediately in the month of August itself, 2014. And it's a very visionary step because when we are going to see the key elements of this scheme, we could say that this is eliminating the financial illiteracy and give everyone access to the banking services. as well as it is a financial inclusion also. Inclusion. All the public, each and every person is attached with this, and the banking services are provided. So within a very short time, this created a history in the history of bank. There are so many persons were attached to the bank, and they opened their open accounts were open, and all facilities they were getting from the banks. And also, after 6 months, they were getting some overdrafts also. Also, they can use the mobile banking. This, apart from that, this microfinance, micro insurance, from 1 to 2 lakhs, and also general insurance up to 30,000 they were getting. So all these facilities, it made them economically active also, and also economically included in the rest of the society. So when we are seeing the benefits of this scheme, that is, one more thing is also important, that in this scheme, they were getting the bank interest also. That is also very important. And accidental benefit, no minimum balance, zero balance was required, because many times they were not having any balance also. So with zero balance, they can open the account. And when this scheme was implemented, it was just like a economic revolution in this in the field. It was just a revolution. And also, according to recently published data of RBI, the total balance in Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana PMJDY account is close to 2 lakh crores. It's very good. And also, the scheme now has 48.70 crore beneficiaries, out of 27.08 crore are women. And it means women are also included in a quite good number. And also, we can see that it looks almost 5 years to reach the milestone of 1 lakh crore balance in July 2019. So all these are special things. And financial year 2022-23 also record breaking for it, as rupees 50,000 crore. Now 1/4 of the total balance was added to the deposit. With the outbreak of Corona, because we know Corona period was very, you may say that it was very difficult period for us, for each and every person. So during this Corona period, this scheme also helped a lot for the public. And the announcement was made on 26 March 2020 as an initiative to address the damage caused by the outbreak. A relief package of 1.70 lakh crore will also be was provided by the government to deal with the financial difficulties arising out of the COVID-19 outbreak. So this helped a lot for those people also. And also, as on August 2020, it was reported that more than 40 crore bank accounts have been opened under the government flagship financial institution there. So all these are very important things. And this Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana had done a lot of benefits for the poor people, because they are getting the schemes covered by the urban as well as rural area. This male and females both are getting benefit out of this. And also, they are getting core bank facilities as well as the net banking facilities also. This is also very important thing, because both side of banking facilities are being enjoyed by them. So this is also very important point to be noted. And one more thing, that recently government has increased the age also. Age limit. It was earlier 60 years. Now they have increased up to 65 years. It means people with the age of 65 years, they will enjoy this scheme. And also it has helped a lot for the product, this poverty reduction by promoting saving and providing individuals with financial services. PMJDY has played a significant role in reducing poverty and improving the economic well-being of the individual. So it has it is helpful in the poverty reduction, in economic inclusion, in the economic empowerment, in the economic growth also. And also PM Jan Dhan Yojana has a profound impact of financial landscape of India. Since its launch, PMJDY has brought about a wave of transformation reaching millions of unbanked individuals across the country. So, and also it has played a very important role for the women empowerment also, because women are also getting a good benefit of that, and especially direct benefit facilities. DBT facilities are, because so many government schemes are there. Earlier to that, as I told earlier, that whatever schemes are coming from the government, they were reaching to the people with so many lapses, so many pros and cons. Now, people can enjoy this benefit directly. Even pensioners also, and this poor people, pensioners, rural people, and this students having a scholarship, they can enjoy it, and they are being benefited. When I was once I was looking after this during my when I was looking about the universities this scholarship scheme, and there was no direct benefit transfer. So a lot of problem was being faced by even from scheduled caste students, from other students also. Sometimes they are getting their scholarships, sometimes they are not getting. But now all these difficulties have been removed by this scheme. So it has been very helpful for the direct benefit. And I think this scheme is very important in each and every respect. And once again, I thank to our organizers for selecting such a good topic, such a relevant topic. And one thing I want to mention here, that so many areas are there where there is a lot of lack of awareness. So my advice is that banks should play an important role, and also local bodies and government should also play important role to spread these schemes to other people who are not yet getting it. And with this point, I once again congratulate all of you for joining, for hailing me presently, and also I congratulate organizers, especially our Tomar Sahab, Asthana ji, for having such a good seminar on such a good topic. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We are highly obliged to you, sir, for your enlightening, informative, and valuable address. You have set a very nice platform for this seminar. We are honored to have with us today Honorable Professor Santosh Kumar Tripathi, sir, Vice Chancellor, Fakir Mohan University, Balasore, as our chief guest. I very earnestly implore respected sir to share his insights and experiences with us Honorable VC, sir.
Thank you, Madam. Honorable President IEA, Professor Ghanshyam Singh Ji, Conference President Professor Pandey Ji, Secretary General D.K. Asthana Ji, and coordinators of A.K. Tomar Ji, Mukulika Ji, Gagan Kumar Ji, and other speakers, Madam Monica, the coordinator of the program, and others who are present here. I am really very happy that this topic is chosen for this evening, which is highly essential because this is the call of the day, we can say. As you know, 70% of our population resides in rural areas in our country. And as far as this Jan Dhan Yojana is concerned, it has immensely benefited the people of rural India as well as the women of the country, those who are not having accounts in the bank. I must say that this can be termed as people wealth scheme, because here actually the people who are not having access to the bank now are privileged to have bank accounts, and this has changed millions of lives in India. As rightly said by Professor Pandey, the zero balance account actually enables access to the basic banking services for all, which is impactful for economically disadvantaged people. And here it provides a RuPay ATM for withdrawal of money by these people, which is bringing convenience, security, as well as transparency as far as their financial transactions are concerned. Along with this, I must say that this has improved the financial literacy as well as financial education of people, as this provides access to insurance schemes, overdraft facilities, and combining the financial services with education and empowerment, it equips the individuals with the tools to manage their finance and to make better decisions as far as finance management is concerned. Millions are into banking sector now, and this scheme provides inclusive growth and economic development of the country, because the money collected is being reinvested for productive purposes, and ultimately the interest goes to the accounts which is being enjoyed by these people. If I repeat the benefits, I must say that it has increased the financial inclusion, and it included the principal, the financial service through banking, which has reduced the informal and exploiting channels. Earlier, what was happening? People were asking for loan from individuals and were being exploited. Now, this is not necessary at all. If they are opening this Jan Dhan account in banks, obviously they can draw amounts through overdraft as well as loans. This is a transparent system because transparent transactions occur, which has reduced the cash transaction, which is beneficial to all, including the country itself. And direct benefit transfers, it has been already discussed. Insurance coverage is one of the advantages of this scheme. And also easy access to credit facilities helps people to enable them to promote their entrepreneurial activities as well as invest in businesses and leading better livelihood. It is possible through this Jan Dhan Yojana. This also has been able to reduce the poverty. Promoting savings, it helps people to use the money at the time of need. Earlier, poor people were not having access to banks, and because of that, a systematic savings was not possible. Now a systematic saving is possible, which is helpful for them to use the money in the time of need. Overall, this scheme channelizing funds into formal banking system, and the investment is done in different productivity sectors. So I can say that sustainable, this scheme is contributing towards sustainable economic development. As rightly told by Professor Pandey, this helps in women empowerment. While producing the statistics I mentioned here, that 55.5% of the account holders are the women now. This is the data of 20th September 2023. Just imagine, women were not coming out of their houses. Now 55.5% of the account holders of this Jan Dhan Yojana are women. What an achievement. If we look at the economic empowerment is more important as far as social and other empowerment. And economic empowerment obviously brings social empowerment for the women. Independent earnings reduces the dependency syndrome also among the women. They are trying to independently earn and independently manage the houses, which is required as far as any economic system is concerned. If a woman is economically empowered, she is a better manager of the house than a man. Rural financial inclusion is ensured through this Jan Dhan Yojana. You know, while improving the financial access, it reduced informal exploited channels. As I referred, 70% of our people are staying in rural areas. So this helps those people who are staying in rural areas and was not having access to the banking system, now having access to the banking system. As far as financial literacy concerned, it has enhanced the understanding of people on financial products, financial benefits, subsidies. I can share my experience here. Just adjacent to my university, there is a village which is dominated by tribal people. While going to launch a program back to school for the girl children of the village, I came in contact with 3 girl children in a house. On the wall of the house, it was written that the house is benefited out of Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. Amount was written, name of the contractor was written, scheme was written, everything was written. Though in Odia, local language, they were not able to read it. But when they opened the account, they could know that what is finance, importance of finance, and gradually they are trying to know everything about the schemes, about the subsidies which are available for them. They can say at least. And we are making them literate so that they can know how much the benefit they should get and whether they are getting it, whether the benefit is actually reaching them. All of you might remember once Rajiv Gandhi said when he was the Prime Minister that 15% of the government schemes are only available at the bottom level. 85% are being swallowed by the channels. Now it is not possible because people are literate financially, because transparency is there, because this Jan Dhan Yojana is helping them to know what is transaction through banks. And another thing which is very important as far as this Yojana is concerned, encouraging savings. When cash transaction was there by the people, it was not regulated at all. Now at least they realize the importance of money, and through a secured and regular savings mode, they are trying to save some amount for their own needs. This is possible. This is a great benefit through this Yojana. And I can say this Jan Dhan Yojana has revolutionized the financial inclusion that contributes to the overall economic development of the country. It ensures sustainable growth. I again repeat, it ensures sustainable growth of the economy. As far as statistics is concerned, now 50.48 crore accounts are there in different banks. And you can say the rural banks are more active to have this type of account in their banks, making people aware about the banking system, aware about the transparent transactions. They are opening new accounts. And 66.8% of rural population in rural and semi-urban areas, they are having the account now. This is an achievement, which was 0 or limited to 5% only before 2014. Now, within 9 years, it has reached 66.8%. Just imagine, if they are the people who are contributing through this amount, the contribution is 2.04 lakh crore on the day 20th September 2023. This is not a small amount. And this amount, when is rotating in the economy, being spent for productive purposes, invested for productive purposes, obviously, we are leading towards a sustainable economy, a growing economy. I must mention here again that 34.28 crore RuPay cards are being used because of this Jan Dhan Yojana. This is also another achievement through this Yojana. You know, it not only provides a secured financial management system for the people, it provides a safety net for the people by floating the insurance scheme under this Yojana. Safety net is equally important as far as the livelihood is concerned, as far as the lives are concerned. Besides that, as rightly told by Professor Pandey, that 30,000 rupees is being given for unfortunate death as death benefit to the family of the dead person. This is also equally important. And if we look at the whole scheme, the benefits are immense and the benefits are many. Now people are assured through insurance, assured through a direct benefit scheme, assured through secured banking system, secured finance management of their money, and finally, all are being benefited through all those who are having this account are benefited through interest, through insurance, through scheme. Is the People Wealth Scheme. With these words, I conclude my speech and thank again to Professor Asthana, Professor Tomar, Professor Pandey, who actually invited me to be a part of this seminar. I am thankful to the organizers, thankful to my co-speakers. My thanks goes to Professor Pandey, who delivered the keynote address. With these words, I thank you all. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir, for your enthralling and impressive oration and enlightening us on the benefits of these schemes in a stimulating way. Thank you once again, sir. Professor Deepak P. Sable, Principal, Bharat College, Badlapur, having a rich experience of shouldering various responsibilities, is present with us today. I take extreme delight in inviting Professor Deepak sir for his disquisition. Professor Deepak sir, please.
Yes, thank you very much. Good evening to all. I think, am I audible?
Yes,
Am I
sir,
audible?
you are audible, sir.
Thank you very much, madam. Honorable VC Fakir Mohan University, Balasore, Professor S.K. Tripathi sir, Honorable President, Indian Economic Association, Professor Ganesham N. Singh sir, Honorable General Secretary Dr. D.K. Asthana sir, Honorable Professor Aditya Prasad Pandey sir, Conference President, Honorable Professor A.K. Tomar sir, Professor Indu Vashne Madam, Regional Coordinators, Management Committee members, and respected all speakers, Professor Madhulika Hatkari Madam, Nandita Madam, Sir Jagan Kumar sir, and other delegates and research scholars who have joined throughout this entire India for this one-day webinar, which is on the direct transfer benefit and Janadhan Yojana. With the permission of the President, I would like to share my PPT. I hope my PPT is visible to everyone.
Yes, it's visible.
Yes.
Sir.
Yes. Okay. I'm going to speak and restrict myself on the Pradhan Mantri Janadhan Yojana. It's a phase manner progress. Though data is already available, Honorable Vice Chancellor already discussed on highlighted the points which are related to the Pradhan Mantri Janadhan Yojana. Honorable Aditya Prasad Pandey also sir highlighted some points on this. So my points are very specific and limited. Today's my speech of, you can call it as a presentation. The flow is like that. I'm going to give a little bit about the introduction about the Pradhan Mantri Janadhan Yojana. Then what are those 6 pillars on which Pradhan Mantri Janadhan Yojana is on based? Then we are going to talk on the basis of those data which are available from the Pradhan Mantri Janadhan Yojana website, official website, and that talks about the bank category wise, and that has been retrieved from the website on the basis of the 2023 September 20th. The data is up to that. And my specific aspect is financial inclusion. At the end of March every year, 2015, 2020, 2021, and 2022, I'm going to speak on it. At the same time, I'm also going to talk about the effect from the viewpoint of economics. Okay, from the viewpoint of entire economy. And with that, I'm going to conclude my speech with the all due respect of Madam. Madam has already given us 15 minutes and I'm going to adhere that rule. Let us start with the introduction. As you know, it's a very well, it is informed that Pradhan Mantri Janadhan Yojana is a national mission for the financial inclusion. The financial inclusion means what here? The first is what? That financial services should be accessible to everyone. Number one. What kind of financial services? Those are the basic banking, that is the saving as well as the deposit. Okay. Saving means the same depositing money and taking money towards the various kinds of purposes. We call them as the credit. We call them as the, say, as the advances. Those here we are going to talk. At the same time, the insurance, pensions, which should be affordable, means it should not be costly. For example, nowadays, in many private banks, if you do not maintain the minimum balance, you will have to pay fine. At the same time, for the account maintenance, charges are also being levied. So those are the costlier. And therefore, these, we can say poor people, those who are out of the bank services, out of the bank purview, hence to bring them, hence we have the Pradhan Mantri Janadhan Yojana. And under this scheme, and my specific, the focus on this, if you look at the basic saving bank deposits. At the same time, business correspondent, that is a bank mitra, okay, which have been opened various part of the entire economy. Let us see one by one. What are the benefits? Generally, benefits have been discussed by in number of papers, discussions, webinars, conferences. Those are very basic benefits which I have here mentioned. Those are the number one basic saving account is open for unbanked person. Now this term is important, unbanked. Previously, when Janadhan account that scheme was introduced by our Honorable Prime Minister, it was a per family. But if suppose family has 4 persons and those 4 persons do not have any account, then if we restrict this scheme to only family, that means only family is entitled for the one account. Now this has been changed and has been named or renamed or reframed as an unbanked person. Means if suppose 4 people who are in the family and who do not have account, they are also entitled for the bank of Janadhan bank account. Means there will be 4 account in a family of Janadhan. Okay. There is no pre-requirement to maintain the minimum balance. As we know, no free account means no balance is required. And actually there was a number of criticism on this main point, and hence government has come up with one little bit solution that every Janadhan bank account has been here deposited 1 rupee every account. Government itself, they deposited 1 rupee in that every bank account, that is a Janadhan bank account. Interest is also earned on this account. At the same time, rupee debit card is also provided. Then accident insurance, okay, overdraft facility is given. Previously it was 5,000 rupees. Then afterward it has been increased up to the 10,000 rupees per account. At the same time, is also eligible for the direct benefit transfer. There are n number of facilities, schemes which are being provided by the government of India and with the help of the other state. For example, Maharashtra, Punjab, Delhi, they also have a number of schemes. All those subsidies, for example, gas subsidy, for example, you can call it as nothing but our various kinds of fees reimbursed, scholarship amount, all those are being directly deposited to that particular account. Okay, this is what the basic information and the benefit which we receive from the Pradhan Mantri Janadhan Yojana. Now let us talk about what those 6 pillars. The pillars are very important and those are very clearly mentioned in the Janadhan scheme account. That is the number 1, universal access to banking services. What do you mean by universal access? Universal access means anywhere you can access your account from any part. Even if suppose you are in Maharashtra, you are in Punjab, you are in Balasore, you can access your account from that particular area. That is a universal access. That is one important point. The same time, creation of credit guarantee fund means you will be provided credit guarantee. So credit is also here guaranteed given. Then financial literacy program. Now the financial literacy along with that technology literacy go hand in hand. What is the mean by technology literacy? Technology literacy means, for example, suppose we have a mobile and we have mobile banking. We scan through UPI, we pay our amount. If suppose person doesn't know how to handle UPI, how to handle mobile banking, how to handle other technology which is related to banking services, then that person will face number of issues. And therefore, financial literacy through this Janadhan account, at the same time, a technology literacy is also being taken care of through this Janadhan scheme. Through this scheme, government intends to provide the pension scheme. In the sense, those just now we discussed about the benefit which are directly deposited to the bank. This is the pension scheme is also directly deposited. Pension amount is also directly deposited to that particular account. Basic account, basic saving bank account. Now here I just want to express my view. Here we mentioned, though it is mentioned basic saving account. What do you mean by basic saving account? Means what? It should have only saving, means depositing money and taking toward the various kinds of purposes, that is the advances or credit. These are the basic. But at the same time, government provides overdraft facility. OD facility is not in the basic banking facility. It is the advanced banking facility. Even your card, RuPay card, is also banking advanced facility. It means we mean Janadhan, Pradhan Mantri Janadhan Yojana not only provide basic saving account, but at the same time provide advanced banking services to the poor. They should not be deprived from the say as a banking facility. Hence, we provide here through the providing overdraft facility, RuPay debit card. These are two aspects of the advanced banking system. At the same time, here we mentioned micro insurance. Many times what happens, we know insurance is out of the nothing but their cup of tea. It is not in their cup of tea. They sometimes cannot buy the insurance scheme. So government has come up with the micro insurance. Micro insurance, for example, if you deposit 50 rupees per year, minimum 50,000 rupees accidental insurance or 1 lakh insurance is being taken from the government of India. That is what you will have to pay, just 50 rupees. 50 rupees is just simple small amount. That is called as a nothing but with the small you will get more benefit. Hence it is called as a micro insurance. And even I would like to give one example here. Even in Maharashtra, all students, it is a compulsory, every college will have to have micro, we call it as a group insurance to every student, 50,000 accidental facility. That is a part of micro insurance. Now, my point is, that is a phase manner which we started our Janadhan Yojana scheme. For example, phase 1, if you look at the August 15, 2024 to 14th August 2015, it was decided to have that we should provide universal access to the banking facility to all people through business correspondent. Okay. And business correspondent should have a reasonable distance. Means wherever people are there and they do not have banking facility, their banking facility should be provided through the business correspondence, which is also known as Bank Mitra. Similarly, here RuPay debit card should be provided to all. This was from 15 August 2014 to 14th August 2015. At the same time, 1 lakh accident insurance cover is also here. It was the intention, it was a completed target of the first phase. And at the same time, all direct benefit, all kinds of direct benefits should be given. Okay, and that should be expanded to the all facilities. It may be, say, scholarship or gas subsidy or other facilities, and that should be here completed. the same time, Kisan credit card is also covered in this first phase. That is covered under the Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. I am going to give this data also. I think this data is not available. Kisan credit card data is not available. It is available only on the RBI's website. Second phase that talks about the micro insurance and unorganized sector should be provided all the pension scheme. Those people who where we do not have any kinds of benefit facility, government does not have any control, all the rules and regulations are being governed by the other people, and therefore this say as a high large population is out of the banking area, and therefore this unorganized sector people should be given pension. And this was nothing but it is called as under the Swavalamban Yojana, and this scheme is also being provided to the business correspondent, that is the bank mitra. So let us see one by one. Now my point is third number, that is phase number 3 beyond 2018, which I am going to give the data of 2015, 2020, 2021 and 22. Okay, and that will cover entire 3 phase, phase 1, 2 and 3. So phase 3 that talks about mainly the every household to every adult. As I discussed earlier, it is not only every household, it is also every adult who should have bank account under the Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. At the same time, overdraft facility, previously it was 5,000 rupees, now it has been increased up to the 10,000 rupees. But condition to say there will not be any condition attached for OD up to 2,000, means you can borrow money up to 2,000 rupees without any restrictions. But if you want to go beyond that 2,000, that is from 5,000 to 10,000, then you will have to follow certain rules and regulations, which are very minimum rules and regulations. At the same time, the important point, unique point of this scheme, do you know, even those who are immediately completed age limit for availing OD, 18 years, a young person can also borrow that overdraft from the banking. That's why here it is mentioned 18 to 16. Now suppose general person, a common person who goes to bank and tries to bring the overdraft facility, then he has to follow all the rules. He has to collateral, number of things. He has to give his salary, say proof. Then only he will be given the overdraft facility. Now here in this Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Account Yojana, here there is no kind of rules and regulations. You are being treated equally and you are being given overdraft facility up to 2,000 without rules and regulations, beyond 2,000 up to but 10,000, certain rules and regulations will have to be followed. Similarly, 1 lakh rupees, here we mentioned RuPay card. Okay, here we accidental insurance is being covered under the those who have a RuPay card. Now RuPay card is nothing but our flagship program. You should understand. We should have a separate seminar on this RuPay because it is related to technology. It is related to nothing but blockchain. Okay, that we are not going to cover right now. Now my main point, just now I borrowed the data from the nothing but government's website, okay, official website. That official website is here, Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, Government of India's website. Now here, this talks about important things. See, public sector banks, regional rural banks, private sector bank, and rural cooperative banks. These are the banks which are covering this scheme. Now, here, if you look at the number of beneficiaries at a rural and semi-urban areas, those are centers, bank branches, hai na? those branches. At these branches, here, this much amount of the beneficiaries you will find. I'm not going to read everything because already our honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, who has informed us that data he has also downloaded as on the 20th September 2023. I'm not going to give in detail about this already, but my main focus would be next slide, which you would mainly the information which you will not get from any part. That is from the RBI's nothing but report on trends and progress banking in India, annual report 2022. This data has been taken out from that. Now, main point, that is our financial inclusion. Now here at the end, in the sense, at the end of March 2015, end March 2020, end March 2021, end March 2022, end March. Now, what we were talking about during this 3 phase, that is the business correspondent, that is the bank mitra. Okay. Now, if you look at the banking outlets in the villages less than, whose population is less than 2000. Okay, अगर एक village है उसका population 2000 के नीचे है, ऐसे all over the India, those villages have been covered here by the business correspondent, that is the bank mitra. And those were in 2015, 90,877. Now, if you look at the growth rate, the increase in the here nothing but banking outlet in village area, if you look at in 2020, it's a more than near about 1,50,000, and in 2021 it is 8,50,000 more, and in 2022 18,92,000, means near about, you can call it nothing but 19 lakhs. Those business correspondents, that is the bank mitras, are available for 20/7 services to our poor people. That is the Jan Dhan Yojana account, those who want to open. Similarly, that bank outlets have been opened in villages whose population is less than, but it is a more than 2000 population, but less than 5,000. Okay, it is you can call it as a more than. So those were the 4 lakhs in 2015, 4,08,000, then 3,92,000, then 3,40,000, and 3,26,000. Now, if you look at OD facility, we were talking about now OD facilities. How much amount is OD facilities available? Now here the OSBDA means what? The basic saving bank deposit account, where you don't require minimum balance. Okay, where you don't require minimum balance. Now this OD facility is given to here. It was in 2015, 76 lakhs people. Okay, and here 64 lakhs, 60 lakhs, and 68 lakhs. So total amount which were given through the OD facility by our business correspondents, by our bank mitras, were, if you look at in 2015, 1,991 crores. Whereas in 2020, 529, and 2021, 534, and 731 crore rupees have been so far disbursed by the government of India through the here Jan Dhan Yojana account. Okay, those amounts are here available. Now, when we talk about the Kisan credit card, no, Kisan credit card, we discuss about in those phase 1, 2, 3, 1 में लिखा था. So total Kisan credit cards which are disbursed 416 lakhs in 2015 and 473 lakhs in 2022. Totaling amount which is in crores 4,38,229 to 7,10,715 crores in 2022. This much amount has been withdrawn by the Kisan for number of activities. Okay. At the same time, if you look at our business correspondence people, that is the Bank Mitra, who also uses the ICT while opening the accounts. Okay. So those accounts are nothing but here means these accounts opened by our banking Mitra, Bank Mitra. Okay. Business correspondent. In 2015 were 4,770 lakhs, whereas in 2022, 28 lakhs, 1,533 lakhs total transaction is being done through the business correspondent. And the amount which is in crores, that is in 2015, it was 85,980 crores, whereas in 2022, 9,5,252 crores have been transacted. Okay, so this is the main aspect of our 3 phases of Jan Dhan Yojana. Now here my another point is, what are the effects? Now here in economics, we generally talk from the demand side and supply side. When you have various facilities available, when you get subsidies, now naturally you require what? You are going to spend for what? Consumption purpose. You are going to increase your purchasing power. Means government is going to increase the purchasing power of entire economy while providing here Jan Dhan, or person who is entitled for some 5,000 amount is being also used for the purchasing. That is the demand side. This 5,000, 2,000, 10,000 overdraft facility is being utilized for the purchasing of various commodities and services which are available in the economy. At the same time, you can also save. These means people can save. So therefore, mobilization of saving. These are demand side. At the same time, supply side. What is the mean by supply side? Naturally, whatever you demand for various consumption purposes, services and the commodities are going to be supplied by whom? Producer. The producer are going to produce. Okay. So for this production, they require labor force. Means government is helping directly and indirectly creating labor opportunities, creating job opportunities, creating employment opportunities, direct as well as indirectly. At the same time, we also require various factors of production which are required for the production purpose. Okay, means this is nothing but is a good effect of the Jan Dhan Yojana. But at the same time, if you look at, I mentioned specifically the demand for technology. Do you know, as I informed you, we should have a separate seminar on the technology which is used for the Jan Dhan. Blockchain is one of them which is used for this. Okay. Then IT enabled based transaction is also there. When we call it as a UPI transaction, when we call it nothing but POS, okay, point of sale, POS, point of sale. Wherever you go, you immediately swipe card. That is nothing but point of sale. If you want to take a petrol, 1 liter petrol, आप भरते हो, point of sale. और आप UPI से payment करो. That is nothing but what? Point of sale and required technology. So naturally, through this technology, we are also demanding for machines, various kinds of machine, various kinds of software, various kinds of hardware, as well as mobile, laptop, everything is related to this demand and supply. So naturally, through this Janadhan Yojana, we are boosting the demand side, at the same time supply side. We also help to generate the employment opportunities. In short, my point is, since Pradhan Mantri Janadhan Yojana is an ongoing activity, it is not a one stop. Okay, this year Janadhan Yojana should be stopped. No, this activity is a continuous activity, and therefore we can say on the basis of all the data, on the basis of all the information which have, we can conclude that objectives which are mentioned in Janadhan Yojana naturally are going to be, say, achieved or are being achievable. We can't say that is entirely achieved, but since it is a process, we are going to achieve it slowly. Okay, with this, I thank organizer who have allowed me to speak on this. Thank you very much. Once again, thank you.
Highly impressive presentation, sir. We are grateful to you for your fruitful and constructive address. Your presentation has given us new perspective about the pillars on which Jan Dhan Yojana is based. One thing I would like to make clear, I very humbly request all the speakers to please take care of the time allotted to them. I am very sorry for mentioning it. The next luminary present amongst us today is highly honored Shri Gagan Kumar Sir, settler, Krishonomics, legal, whose expertise and insights will provide valuable learnings to us all. I very respectfully implore Shri Gagan Kumar Sir for his address. Shri Gagan Kumar Sir, please.
Thank you, madam. Thanks a lot, Honorable Professor Ghanshyam Pandey, Professor Tripathi, Dr. Tomar, Dr. Asthana, CA Ravi Sethi ji, and the other office leaders of Economic Association. It's indeed a matter of honor to be at your August seminar. I'll not take much time if I may be allowed to share the screen.
Try once, sir. I think you are able to share. Are you not able to share, sir?
I am not being able.
Okay, let. Thank you. Yeah, try once more, sir.
I think there seems to be some issue with my system. Would it be possible for one of you to share my presentation?
So can you please send me on my WhatsApp?
I shared it with the Dr. Thana. If Dr. Thana can forward it to you.
Asthana, sir, if you are available, can you share me the PPT? Also? So I try one more, sir. I think hopefully you can share now. Not able.
No, unfortunately.
Asthana sir, are you there?
अस्थाना जी अनम्यूट करिए अपने को.
Yes, yes, I have received the PPT. So that I need some time. Sangeeta ma'am,
Monkey, I have shared the file.
yes, I have received. Sir. Thank you.
You can share now.
I'm downloading your files. Need a minute.
Dr. Monkey, is there any problem?
No problem, sir. I've just sharing.
Please share it. Please bear with us.
Yeah, no issues. I just downloaded. Opening a file. Wait, sharing.
कहाँ बस यार.
Is that visible, sir?
Yes, it is.
Okay. You may continue now, sir.
Thanks a lot, and my apologies for being little incapacitated on the technical aspect and not being able to share these slides. Thanks a lot. As you can see, the picture which I have depicted, there is a tree and there is a grass. So what I essentially wanted to convey is that in order to have a strong and fruit-bearing tree, you need to have the grass around it to be green. Meaning thereby, if you may just move to the next slide. So our country is a welfare country, and the guiding principle is enshrined in the Arthashastra that the happiness of its subject is in the welfare of the public of that country. Now, usually we have been measuring the growth or prosperity of any country in its GDP or any other economic indicator. However, as we all know, that skill and caliber of a company does not appear in its balance sheet. Similarly, the skill and caliber of its population is not visible in the GDP number. It is often said that the economic growth without social justice is inhuman. But social justice without economic growth is impossible. If we may move to the next slide, please. I tweaked the presentation essentially to cover that how do we wish to see our country in 2047. As the Honorable Prime Minister has time and again indicated that by 2047, we must be known as a developed nation instead of developing nation. Now, to my mind, there are three critical aspects which are necessary for that. One, we ought to be transforming the democracy to be a participative democracy. I think being indifferent after voting for next 5 years is not something which is acceptable any longer. And the whole idea of financial inclusion is that it ensures that everyone's skin is in the game. Post-independence, we have practiced more or less a botched up or an adulterated or a substandard socialism. But I think time has come where we need to outgrow that. And therefore, we need to go towards being an innovation hub. And also, we need to be a little expansionist in our mindset. When I say expansionist, I don't really suggest that we need to invade any foreign country, but in fact, the Home Minister today itself indicated that the time has come to raise size and scale of industry. So we need to be a little more exporter and we need to look for new markets. However, there is a history attached to it, and there are things which we cannot undo now. You may please move to the next slide. We have the baggage of more than 1,000 years where we were invaded, and there are examples where a huge amount of wealth has been taken out from the country. Otherwise, we could have been a different situation altogether. But let us look at the things which are under our control now. We may move to the next slide. You would agree with me that our Indian economy can be equated like a giant held in chains. Now, we must pause and identify the reasons why this country with more than 5,000 years of civilization, with abundant natural resource and fantastic human skill, is floundering in morass of poverty, while countries less richly endowed are able to forge ahead. The cure of this economic ill is in the directive principle of state policy as set out in Part 4 of the Constitution. If we may move to the next slide. The directive principles are starting from Article 36 to Article 51. We may go to the next slide and see what Article 38 provides. The next one, please. I'll just read it out for you, that the state shall strive to promote the welfare of the people by securing and protecting as effectively as it may a social order in which justice, social, economic, and political shall inform all the institutions of the national life. Now, if we may move to the next slide. I'm sure my previous speaker has given a lot of data points, and I'm sure my other fellow speakers would be also talking about numbers, but I wish to essentially highlight that how Jan Dhan scheme has been transforming the nation and how it is a step in the direction of making Bharat a developed nation by the year 2047. As you would see that the number of Jan Dhan bank accounts have been steadily rising, starting from 2015. Next slide, please. And you would also notice that the dormant accounts are completely insignificant. Now, coupled with this, the other scheme, direct benefit transfer, if you would see, and this is data up to 2020. Next slide, please. The benefit in cash and in kind is also steadily rising. And as one of the previous speaker also mentioned about the famous statement of former Prime Minister, Mr. Rajiv Gandhi, that a significant amount is sent from center, but only a handful amount of actually reaches to the beneficiary. So to that extent, direct benefit transfer scheme has been a game changer. Coupled with this aspect, if you look at the next slide, Mudra loan. The two bars indicate the target and the achievement. And if you would see that the achievement has been phenomenally better than the target in each of the year except for the COVID year 2021. Now, if you see it in light of the next slide, the impact of the financial inclusion. There are videos which are getting viral that a German ambassador is buying some vegetable in a market and paying through UPI. So the power of UPI has actually empowered the smallest of the vendors and smallest of the people who work in our domestic setup, be it our domestic servant, be it our help staff. And this is visible from the rise in the UPI transaction, which is steadily rising at a phenomenal stage. And what I understand, this is the technology which is now being most sought after by various countries. If we may move little further, the intangible benefits of the financial inclusion through the Jan Dhan Yojana and the direct benefit transfer. Women have become more empowered, and the various surveys are indicating that the financial autonomy has empowered women to counter domestic violence. अब कोई पैसे पति छीन के शराब पीने नहीं जा सकता because the money is lying in the maid bank account. So that's the kind of impact it is having. Please go to the next slide as well. This is the data from National Family Health Survey by Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. The most interesting point is the third point, where the second point, where women are the joint owners of the properties now. This is also encouraging trend. And if you would see that how the spousal violence has come down, the saving has been steadily increasing in the bank accounts held by women. So as we have just passed this women reservation bill also, the women are being empowered in every possible way. And these are some of the indirect and intangible benefits of the financial inclusion. If we may move to the next slide. If I'm rushing, kindly let me know, because I understand that we are under little time constraints. So the survey of National Crime Record Bureau also has shown a tremendous result, that there is a significant drop against women as far as the crime is concerned. Now, when I talked about the UPI transaction, there is another encouraging aspect to it, which is in the next slide. E-commerce business has boomed in rural areas. So people don't need to migrate. They can sell their stuff from their villages, from their talukas, from their small hubs. And that has a direct impact on the migration, and which in turn reduces burden on the metro city, and which in turn has an impact on the drop in crime rate. So such is the areas where financial inclusion has made tremendous impact. The next slide, please. The previous slide before that, which is also visible in the GST collection. So till the last month, this year's collection has close to 9.5 lakh crore in GST collection. And we are talking about just 5 months. The September's data will be coming tomorrow, day after tomorrow. So imagine the financial inclusion leading to formalization of economy. And again, that is why probably you must be realizing that सबके घर आजकल रेड हो रही है, रेड नहीं हो रही है because of the formalization of economy. The tax evasion has become little easier to identify. And that is why with the computerization these days, the income tax department and the GST department, they can easily red flag the transactions which pose or demonstrate some anomaly. And that is why you would have seen the heightened enforcement by tax authorities. Because formalization of economy has been possible only because of the financial inclusion. Otherwise, वो पहले फर्जी एंट्रियां, फर्जी employees के नाम पे जो चल रहा था, I think that all has come to a grinding halt. In the next slide, there is another socio-economic trend. Bennett's Yojana has resulted in significant drop in the usage of kerosene oil as a measure or as a tool for cooking and other household activity. You would notice that the drop in the 10 years from 2011, the shorter bar, the dark pink is the kerosene and the light pink is LPG. And if you compare them from 2011 to 2021, you would notice the significant drop. Moving on to the next slide. Similar is the situation in which the benefits have inured in terms of women health for cooking. And you would see that the clean fuel being used for household has gone up to 56% or 57% in 2021 as compared to 43% in 2016. Now this has other benefits also, which are there in which are visible in the next slide in terms of birth mortality rate, drop in birth mortality rate and maternal mortality rate. And I would also see that if you come to the second last slide, there are other intangible benefits which need to be examined. That how the UPI or the financial inclusion is compelling people to get educated, adopt new technologies, and how it has benefited the young people from being cheated. Because now you can know how much money has been transferred to your account or how much is the balance. So those are the areas where probably we don't have data points as of now, but I was talking to one of the NGOs who are working in the red light areas of Delhi, and they also pointed out that the girls working there are feeling more empowered because now they also have money in their bank account, which nobody can snatch from them. So those are the areas where I think we still need some data points. And just to conclude with the observation in one of the judgments in 1888. Please come to the last slide. That it's the poverty, not will, which is consented to the danger. Nobody goes for a danger unless he's compelled because of his financial situation. Thanks a lot, and thanks a lot. I hope I've been able to complete it within the stipulated time. And if I have been in rush, kindly ask me any questions after the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Highly organized presentation. It was real pleasure to listen to you, sir. Your words have been highly informative and valuable. Thank you, sir, for your thought-provoking address and the way you use the picture to start your presentation. I really appreciate that. Thank you once again. I feel highly gratified to invite our next speaker, Professor Mukulika Hitkari Madam from DGPG College, Kanpur, whose dedication, hard work, and passion has led her to great success. I invite her for her oration. Mukulika Hitkari, ma'am, please.
I think I'm audible to all of you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You are audible.
Okay. I just feel time on the different university. Professor A.P. Pandey ji, Chief Program Coordinator, Professor A.K. Tomar sir, is speakers of eminence for today's webinar session. Have Professor Sableji. Obviously, I'll place myself at the last. Then we have Professor Gagan Sarji, we have Professor Nandita ji, and my very dear friends. I feel really highly, deeply privileged to have been accorded this opportunity of expressing my views on such a highly relevant topic, impact of Jan Dhan Yojana and direct benefit transfer schemes on Indian economy. So I'll just be short. I'll just say PMJDY and DBT schemes. Actually, the point is कि it's a, I think आप लोग को सुनाई दे रही है हमारी आवाज?
Yes,
आप
ma'am.
लोग तक
Yes,
हमारी
ma'am.
आवाज आ रही है?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You are
Yes,
audible.
सुनाई पड़ रही मैडम, सुनाई पड़ रही.
सुनाई पड़
Okay,
रहा
okay,
है।
thank you. You know what? Actually, it's a topic having a wide spectrum, wide domain, catering to a lot of areas relating to research discussions, but I think seem to the time constraint. I'll switch directly only to conceptualizing the related financial inclusion growth prospects. Certain things are definitely left out, I understand, but for me, time management is the most important of all. I won't delve into any data analysis part. I'll present a very generalized version because a lot have been spoken, mentioned in detail. All the renowned experts and economists, they very well understand and know that financial inclusion and these schemes, they relate to what all data is included. So I think I won't delve into all those details. I'll just skip now my viewpoint, and I've changed at the 11th hour, I've changed my area of perspective and my presentation. You see, I'll just switch away straight to the point, because financial inclusion for me, that is, aisa nahi tha ki previously to some extent it was not there. We can't condemn outrightly, but actual financial inclusion in this global scenario, it is a game changer. And it is, I think it is a key driver for sustainable development. You can say in a parlance, you can say that sustainable development has its manifestations at the most micro level in financial inclusion. And I think the first step towards it, if I give it a new name, if I say since August of 2014, I won't just mention all the details and all in date and all. If I say that I can introduce a new term, and that is financionomics, then I think I won't be wrong for it, because financionomics has its micro grassroots level. I want to make my speech rendition very interesting and very brief, because now I won't delve into the data analysis part of it. Everything has been well versed and well spoken over here. So if I say that the entire system of banking has been revolutionized, then financionomics is based on a new form of bankonomics. And that is where this improvement comes to the fore. And the first step in improvement in this bankonomics is launching of Jan Dhan Yojana and DBT, obviously. And they form a foundation stone. And aap log ko pata hai ki if the foundation is well laid, then the entire construction will be a long-standing one. Based, obviously, it incorporates infrastructure, monetary, fiscal, everything, finance, expenditure, revenue, everything. So that means the foundation stone has been laid towards a strong financial ecosystem framework. And that is, the credit goes to this topic, to PMJDY and DBT. Sometimes we all, like when we deliver our speeches, I think hum log bahut zyada heavy weighted words use karte hain. We talk about exclusion, where we talk about non-performing assets and all. They were there previously. Ab ki baat nahi kar rahe hain when banks have increased to 128% and this and that. So if we talk about exclusion, we talk about financial polarization, weak assets, high credit costs, financial sustainability, financial discipline. Obviously, financial literacy is very important, financial empowerment. So what are all this? That means these are all the spreaded wings. There are the different dimensions collectively into one, and that is financial inclusion, and only financial inclusion. That's very important. And with the aim, it was launched. It was launched not only as a vision, it was not just a visionary aspect. It was also launched as a mission. And we all know, friends, that when anything is pursued as a mission, then we have to talk about its aims, its targeted goals, and obviously its impact. So impact, facilities, benefits, everything is there. But I don't think that now the results will be far-seeking. The results will definitely be near-seeking. That's what I suppose, because it was launched for an Atmanirbhar Bharat. That's why we talk about vision and mission. I told you I won't delve into the data analysis. All the figures have already been mentioned by our speakers of eminence. So I'll just come to the impacting viewpoint, impacting perspective of financial inclusion, financial inclusive growth. What sort of financial services are there? So what will be our target? It will be financial inclusive growth. It will be bringing the mainstream of underserved, underprivileged, semi-urban and rural areas, even at the micro level, into the ambit of access to credit. We say in short, credit access. So all the domains have been included under this. And if we say that we are in this verge, we are in this transitional stage of being a globally competitive leader, leading to a fifth largest economy, then financial inclusion has a major role to play over here with this form of improved bankonomics. Because provision of such financial services, that is important. Why? Because you know what, actually the benefits, they are all incorporated in the, I'm just rushing up actually, they are all the facilities, benefits. I'm not talking about the impact. Impact is all interrelated. But those benefits and facilities, they are definitely incorporated in the adequacy of financial services. So what do financial services aim to impact for us? That means increasing of employment opportunities. I'll come to it in a few minutes, in 1 or 2 minutes to that also. That means then inculcating the habit of savings also, despite over here savings, it's not sufficient. I'll say inculcating the habit of savings despite lesser incomes comparatively, then to create formal affordable credit channels also for unbanked population. A lot has been spoken about unbanked adults and population, and 2018 guidelines they provide for it, and I'll be coming to it. Then we have goals, financial services. What do these adequacies talk about? That means goals to be targeted for public welfare programs. Financial inclusion should always relate to economic welfare programs. Then making efficiency of banking sector mandatory. The push factor is over here. Then productivity enhancement, and obviously increasing demand and standard of living. Yes, is strengthening of MSMEs. I suppose that is also a forefront step in this direction. I believe this. Now, when talk about a combined, we all know that there has been a universal access as per the guidelines, universal access towards, we can say, every household with zero balance RuPay debit cards. There also have been issued to account holders, inbuilt accident insurance covers are there, access to facilities, for instance, pension facility, overdraft. See, I'm not talking about the amount. They've always been mentioned. They've already been mentioned. So I want just to step up and just come up with a very interesting perspective so that we can just discuss about it, catering to the time management. I want to just adhere to the highlights and financial literacy. Without it, I'll just mention also when I come to the constraints, also 2 or 3 highlights I'll just mention. So financial literacy supersedes all the multifaceted benefits. That's what I suppose and I believe. But I think, like, where is the problem then? The problem in its inadequate implementation. Implementation not timely, very delayed implementation. And why? Because if we come to the impact, then impact means that removal of intermediaries, that is the high point. And when we are coming to the JAM Trinity also, that way also, again, I'll re-emphasize and refocus on this area. But first of all, the shift, modified shift in 2018. This shift is also important. The government, our honorable government, went one step further and shifting in policies from household to each and every unbanked adult. Now, how much and what crores? That is not the point right now. We all can get it, access it. We are talking about access to credits, then why not access to Google? Everybody knows it. So I won't, obviously, as far as I'm concerned, please, I don't rely on Google too much. I'm very, very modest about my opinion, but I just consult the government bulletins and the books, and I come up with our own innovative models. So I think accident cover also, it has been raised from 1 to 2 lakhs. Then overdraft facility also from 5 to 10,000, anything, but increase in upper age for overdraft from 60 to 65 years is a welcome step. So that means the nation that attains financial contentment level has to rely bank upon adequate implementation of its financial inclusion measures. And over here, the most important facility impacting economic growth, the most important facility, and that is the high point of financial inclusion, and that is the trinity of JAM, Jan Dhan Yojana, Aadhaar, and mobile. Why? Because this JAM trinity, it ensures connectivity. What is the mandatory requisite of today's global scenario? That is connectivity and communication. That is what I suppose 2 C's. So the JAM trinity, definitely where it ensures, everybody knows, it ensures transfers of government subsidies and benefits directly into the accounts. Yahan par economics mein, I think sabne padha hoga, we talk in welfare economics about distributive effects to beneficiaries. So that means we should, what is the impact? The impact of financial inclusion is and should be, that it is also and should be increasing in the number of beneficiaries, and that is what is being targeted for. Because if we talk about JAM trinity, then obviously it ensures transparency, it ensures easy access to credit also in the system, it ensures connectivity also, and where, to whom? Not to the rich class, not to the affluent class, but to whom? To the underserved and those sections who are really underprivileged and with very, very low incomes. They have got access. If they are not in, and especially the unorganized sector also, if they are not included, we remember we even spoken about finance, then microfinance gains. I spoke about MSMEs also, strengthening of MSMEs also few minutes back. So what is important? I'm telling you that if the beneficiaries are being targeted, and I think as a post result of JAM trinity, I think the accounts in this Yojana have increased triple-fold, threefold. These are all the government data and figures. They have depth. So I can say to great extent, these inclusive schemes have definitely mirrored the intentional aims with which they were established. Achha, one thing I want to say over here, I want to make a special mention. Recently, when the special session of the parliament started in September 2023, I suppose, yeah, from 18 September it started. It was somewhere around 20th September or 21st September, when Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, he made a very, very relevant and a very significant statement in the parliament. He mentioned about financial inclusion also, and he said that if financial inclusion, he made very important statement. He said that if financial inclusion is included, then only we can afford to talk about women empowerment. That means for women empowerment, to justify women empowerment, financial empowerment has to be justified. We can't afford to just betray ourselves and talk about financial sustainability. So that means financial inclusion is very, very important, connecting all those from the interiors and remote areas. That is our Honorable PM mentioned in the special session of Parliament. He linked financial inclusion to women empowerment. And so one thing is confirmed, that financial inclusion, definitely it will lead to financial empowerment and financial sustainability, because it has gained a lot of leverage of late. Definitely it was initiated in 2014, but I think it has definitely gained leverage, and it has definitely gained a very, very high significance in the past 4 to 5 years. This is what I want to mention. Achha, I have just come up with a very important, in just 2 minutes. I've just come up with a very important financial inclusion concept, and this is my own interesting exhibit. This is my own exhibit, how this inclusive process works actually. Okay, and that process is, sorry for the interruption. So one important process is that how we start. See, we talk about Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, okay, and how it impacts economic growth and creating financial inclusion and making it a very, very sound, strengthening factor of our financial institution. How? See, what leads to financial inclusion? Funds, you know, we are channelized. It's very important what I'm trying to exhibit. This is my exhibit model. Funds, initially, they are channelized into the formal banking system. We all know this. At the initial stages, what will be the result? As a follow-up, definitely they will be utilized for productive purposes. I'm starting from the micro level, from the bank's deposition of funds, and I'm leading to a very large structure of financial inclusion, inclusive growth. That's what I'm talking about. So once they are utilized for productive purposes, how they are utilized, being the cause and consequence both. See, savings accounts are opened. Okay, then commercial banks, now they can provide loans to step up investment activities for investment purposes. So isn't this, don't you all think, isn't this a positive sign of inclusivity? Definitely it is a positive sign of inclusivity. Then what happens? It definitely steps up what? Aggregate demand. Once aggregate demand is stepped up, obviously we talk about increase in the level of production and this whole circular flow. We talk about different sectors, circular flows. Why not circular flow of financial inclusion? So this is what I've tried to come up with a different innovative concept. Okay, then obviously when the production level stepped up, increase in the level of employment opportunities. See over here, I won't be very negative in my approach. हम क्यों बोले बार-बार कि unemployment should decline? Why? I'll say employment opportunities should be created. So that definitely increase and improves our employment levels. Obviously, level and the increase in the level of national income also. And if this happens, then what will the government do? Government will have enough funds and the government will start spending on public services, education, health, living standard, etc. And as per the sustainable development goals, we will be genuinely talking about financial inclusive growth. And we all know what are the challenges and all this and that. So in just one, you know what, all the constraints I've come up in my viewpoints, in my lectures, perspectives, prospectives, growth prospects, everything. But 3 or 4 important constraints I want to highlight. What are the constraints in the way? See, you know what, there are so many dormant accounts. The government, I told you that transparency should be ensured, intermediary should be removed. But I think dormant accounts, that comes, I suppose, as a major hurdle. Then lack of training pertaining to financial literacy, e-banking services, etc., etc. I won't touch upon the details. We'll discuss sometime when we have panel discussions. Then I think there is one more obstacle over here, and that is, again, I won't say digital infrastructure is much below mark. Why? I'll say digital infrastructure, it has improved, but it's still not reaching that stage of mark. That marking stage, it is not reaching. It is slightly below that mark, digital infrastructure. And one more very important constraint, I would say a lack of awareness for cyber frauds. Though so many women, they are being, I spoke in my neighborhood also, the workers, 1 or 2 have been victims of cyber frauds. And I'm not I'm not being hyperbolic. But I think what is important, one should know. It is our duty to create awareness and to upright the others. Okay, now, so what we need to do, before 2 minutes more I'll take, we need to prioritize our key development factors relating to finance, because we need to just explore what potential we have. So we need to reprioritize, readjust, and reallocate our factors. 3 R's I'm coming with, okay? So reprioritize, readjust, and reallocate. There is one more thing. When I've spoken to several persons, there is one more thing which came to light. Okay, so many persons, like my friends and all, what they say, sometimes are reputed, most humbly I'm saying, some reputed economists also, not from over here, not from the Indian Economic Association, sorry, but from our college also, they say the government, either they over appreciate the efforts of the government, they give lot of acclamations to the government, isn't it? Or either they decimate their efforts, they punctuate their efforts, ki kuch nahi ho raha hai, they start condemning the government. Why? Why can't we maintain a balance? We have to neutralize ourselves. We have to maintain a balance. Why? Nahi too much appreciations. We have to be neither too much of condemnation. Government is efforting, but we all are stakeholders, and it's our moral responsibility and duty. So that means, what is important over here then? The grass is not always green on every side of the fence. We have to bear with this fact, and a lot of humility, we have to bear this fact. So coming to the JAM ecosystem, I've just mentioned, JAM ecosystem is a very, very integral part of our financial ecosystem. That means what takes place, JDY, PMJDY, Yojana, and DBT, they definitely accelerate the financial services, and they result in a strong, structured, empowered digital nation to be a global leader. That's what we need. So finally, before concluding, I want to conclude, but 2 or 3, all the suggestions, they have already been incorporated in the domain of my speech. But I think 2 or 3, I want to highlight the high points. Qualitative implementation of schemes is very, very important. Then financial literacy and ensuring financial security is also equally very relevant and very important. Then I suppose some level of counseling programs on a mobile basis, counseling programs to create credit access facilities, those are very important. Yes, one more thing. Awareness towards digital technology is important. Why? Digital technology ensures protection to the bank customers, I suppose. So that way it is very important. And first and foremost, we need to identify the obstacles which implement the inclusion schemes. So that means I think the foundation has been laid by me for a strong financial inclusive growth to attain financial sustainable goals on a collective basis, to attain financial inclusivity, to attain financial sustainability, and to attain financial empowerment. Ye heavy weighted hai, but I think I've tried to connect all these words. So what is required on my part? I think 3 R's maine bola tha, now 3 R's are important, and that is initiative, innovation, and investment. So with these words, I think I conclude my viewpoint, and I think I've strictly catered and adhered to the time constraint, also time limit. Ek baat aur hai, I will not say that I have come to a close. No. One should never say that anything economics, there is a lot of dynamism in our economy, in our growth prospects. So I'll say every time we'll make a new start for fresh discussions. With these words, I'll just say thank you once again to the organizers, to our esteemed professors for providing me this opportunity. And I really wanted to say a lot more, but next time, surely next time, let's be optimistic. Thank you so much for providing me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, madam, for your oration has been very insightful and enlightening. You presented your ways in a very interesting way, highly impressive, enthusiastic, scholarly presentation. Thank you, ma'am. I take ardent pleasure to call Professor Nandita, ma'am, Head Department of Economics, ADC College of University of Allahabad, having a long list of credentials, including the honor of being awarded prestigious Dr. Asha Sablok Gold Medal for the best conference paper for her discourse. I invite Madam for her discourse. Professor Nandita, ma'am.
Hello. Good evening to everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
First of all, I'm thanking to IA team who give me this opportunity to present my views. Honorable Chief Guest, webinar Professor S.K. Tripathi, sir, Vice Chancellor, FMU University, President of IEA, Professor Shyam N. Singh, sir, Conference President, Professor Adya Prasad Pandey, sir, Chief Conference Coordinator, Professor A.K. Tomar, sir, General Secretary of IEA, Dr. D.K. Asthana, sir, Treasurer of IEA, Professor Indu Vashne, ma'am, Coordinator Technical Cell of IEA, Dr. Monica Vashne, and our esteemed resource person, Professor Mukulika Hari, Dr. Deepak Sable, Mr. Gagan Kumar. All IEA member present here, research scholar who are present here in webinar. Now I am presenting my views on impact of Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, that is PMJDY scheme and DBT scheme on Indian economy. The strong infrastructure is the basic need for economic development of any country. So the Indian government has consistently been trying to provide financial benefits to every person in the nation and to include each and every person of society in the progress of the nation. In this direction, financial inclusion is an important step. Schemes are also included in financial inclusion. Financial inclusion refers to the provision of financial services to those people who belongs to low income group, rural population, those without access to traditional banking services or financial markets of the modern world. The main aim of financial inclusion is to provide access to basic financial services such as saving, credit, insurance, and payments to all people who need it in order to improve their economic well-being and empower them positively, fully in the economy. The importance of financial inclusion can be highlighted and summarized by me. Like financial inclusion improves financial stability of the nation as individuals have access a range of financial products and services that can help them their finances more effectively. Improving the economic well-being of all the people of an economy, increasing access of financial market and increasing the role of capital formation. Financial inclusion allows allows people to be part of economic development and is very helpful in reducing poverty and creating a pathway to prosperity. Indian government has taken several steps to promote financial inclusion in the country. In line with this vision, the most remarkable, the Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, that shortly is PMJDY scheme, was launched in 2014. This ambitious scheme aims to provide a bank account to every household in the country, particularly covering the unbanked and underprivileged section of society. Besides this, some of the top inclusive schemes are Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Bima Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana, Aadhaar-linked payment system, direct benefit transfer, and Atal Pension Yojana. The direct benefit transfer scheme was started in 2010. In this scheme, the government, as we all know, directly transfers subsidies and other benefits to the bank account of beneficiaries. This is helpful in reducing corruption and improving efficiency of delivery by eliminating middlemen. because earlier resource person has already showed the data and their presentation. So I'm on, because of time constraint, I am focusing only my views on viewpoints, my points of just Jan Dhan Yojana scheme that is instrumental for easy and successful implementation of DBT scheme, as it provides a bank account to every household in the country. That it, because it offers zero balance saving account, removing the requirement for minimum balance and enabling access to basic banking services for all. This scheme provides a RuPay debit card facilitating cashless transaction and ATM withdrawals. Because we are advancing toward cashless economy, and this promotes government's digital economy vision and provides convenience, security, and transparency in financial transactions. JDY scheme promotes financial literacy and education also. It combined financial services with education and empowerment, enables individuals with the tool to manage their financial market decisions. Some of the benefits of JDY scheme is that it had a major impact on financial inclusion in India, as it helped to bring millions of unbanked individuals into formal banking system. It has facilitated the direct benefit scheme and transfer of government subsidies and welfare benefits to the bank account of beneficiaries. Thus, it helped in eliminating intermediaries and ensuring targeted delivery of benefits. This scheme encourages transparency in financial transaction by empowering individuals to utilize formal banking channels and reducing cash transaction, because cash transaction is more risky. This JDY scheme provides insurance coverage to individuals, giving them with financial security in case of unforeseen events. Because there are many insurance schemes also included in government financial inclusion. The JDY scheme provides credit facility to individuals undertake entrepreneurial activities, invest in their business, and improve their standard of living. This increases saving by providing financial service of people, and in this way it helped in reducing poverty and improving the standard of life of people. This scheme provided funds into system which can be utilized for productive purpose, and this is helpful for economic growth of the country. As I can say, thus I am also rushing because of time constraint. PMJDY scheme has significant impact on financial landscape of India and its economy. This scheme has significant impact on the landscape of India because it promoted women empowerment, as earlier many resource person has also raised this raised this issue, that is because a significant percentage of these accounts belongs to women. Empowering them and thus promoting gender equality in financial sector. JDY scheme has also facilitated direct benefit transfer, ensuring that government subsidies and welfare scheme reach the targeted beneficiaries efficiently, removing leakages and corruption. It also promotes financial inclusion in rural areas as extended banking services in remote areas, in very remote rural areas. This is the main basic and this is the main objective of this scheme. JDY scheme focuses on financial literacy and awareness. It helps to enhance individuals' understanding of financial products and encourage them to save, invest, and make financial decisions. The scheme provides insurance coverage to individuals and their families and give them a safety net in times of unforeseen events, any emergency, any unforeseen events. So, JDY scheme has laid foundation of inclusive and sustainable economic growth by reducing poverty, promoting saving, and strengthening entrepreneurship. So it is important to continue the efforts to strengthen the implementation of JDY scheme and ensure this is very important. This implementation of this scheme should be encouraged and ensure that benefits of financial inclusion should reach every corner of the country. Then we can build a stronger, more resilient and inclusive economy for all. This is the basis of I think Pradhan Mantri has started this PM Jan Dhan Yojana scheme and DBT scheme. This is a very, very very innovative and very good scheme if it is implemented well. In this way, I can conclude my views because of this time shortage also. Or if anyone wants any discussion and if given me another opportunity, I can also tell you about all the things of economic development. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your discourse. It was both engaging and illuminating. Thank you once again, ma'am, for outstanding presentation. Your insights have been very commendable. Now, we are moving towards the end of this webinar, and we are going to have a panel discussion where our eminent speakers can share their views and opinions on some key issues related to the topic. You all are welcome to join the discussion and share your thoughts and participate actively in this discussion. Attendees can also put forward their queries if they have any.
Before that, I request all the participants, please open your camera to have a photo. Our technical team advise us to open your videos, so a group photo will be taken for the next job.
Yes, sir.
Please. Dr.
Monica ma'am, please take a photograph.
Yeah, she's ready. She's ready to do that. She give the message for me.
Okay, okay.
I'm taking the photograph.
Monica ma'am, अपना खोलिए. Arvind Srivastava साहब, Dr. Arvind Srivastava, Geetu Sharma, Chhavi Nigam, please open your cameras if you are here.
It's very sorry, sir. Camera is not active here, sir.
Open, please.
It's done, sir. It's done.
Okay, it's over.
Okay, sir. So, do the speakers want some discussion or the participant, they want to ask anything? I think. No. Yes. So we move on.
vote of thanks.
Okay. So today, another luminary, Professor
Hello.
Indu Vashne ma'am,
Let
Principal,
me say
SRD
something.
Girls PG College.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Let me say something. Don't ignore me so quickly. There is no doubt that this Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, I don't mean to say that is not useful. I have full appreciation, and I don't contradict also what the other speakers have said. But they have made a very sweeping remark that the scheme or the program is absolutely full of any fault line, and there are no leakages, and there is 100% transparency, and all direct benefits are going to the poor persons or the eligible of this Jan Dhan Yojana or participant of this Jan Dhan Yojana. But just I want to say there are limitations also. It is not that all benefits are being transferred 100% to the beneficiaries. You know, and I should mention it, it's a very shameful thing that even in these, in many of the private universities and institutes and colleges, management institutes, whatever salary is transferred into the account of employees, particularly the contract teachers, a part of that salary and a large part of salary is taken by the management from their employees. So if they can play such kind of fraud with such educated persons, it is very difficult to believe that such kind of frauds were not being played by intermediaries with the beneficiary of Jan Dhan Yojana or direct benefit schemes.
Okay.
I can give.
Okay, Dr. Tripathi.
Just a minute, Asthanada. You can study and give such examples. So just I mean to say, I'm cutting short, that there is a need of awakening in a big way, and government should take such kind of steps. One of the speakers had said that program, I think Mukulika, that the program is not being implemented and delayed implementation is bad. It is not being implemented in a true spirit only because there is not awakening. So there is a need of launching a separate program for the awakening of the people so that 100% benefit can be transferred to them. This is my submission. And one more thing I want to say, that demonetization was also unsuccessful just because of informalization of economy. And this kind of Jan Dhan Yojana will formalize. One of the speakers had said that this way we can formalize the economy. It's very true. And here I just want to mention that why demonetization was failed, how all the money, all the currency reached the government, and almost 99% was converted, and nothing much was taken by government as a black money just because of informalization. Because of informalization, there were so many chances of leakage and so many chances of the frauds, and the benefit was drawn by the black marketeers or hoarders of black money. So this is important to note.
that this is a very good scheme to formalize the financial sector and formalize the scheme. But in every program in India, there can be leakages because our people are not yet so matured, so awakened. So I don't mean to say that there is anything wrong in the implementation of the scheme. No way. The scheme is definitely very good. It's an excellent scheme. It is a historically successful scheme also, I can say. But few leakages are there which can be avoided or which can be taken care of. And after all, a day will come. Automatically, the day will come when no leakages are there. But if it is done earlier, it is much better. So there are many of the points are there in my mind. That one thing was mentioned by the Sableji, Deepak Sableji, in his excellent speech, and Mukulika was also wonderful, and so was Nandita. So I just congratulate and compliment the organizers to have such a wonderful panel today, and I am so happy that the discourses were very valuable and very pointed. No speaker, I am saying it very honestly, that no speaker diverted from his or her point, but they were very focused. And I can say that this discussion, this discourse, or this program, this seminar was a grand success. So with these words, although there are hundreds of points in my mind, but I conclude here because Asthanaji is pointing me out. I don't want to displease me, Asthanaji. So
Dr. Prakash Tripathi, sir, we give you the full respect and we hear your sentence. But what my personal feeling is, पांच उंगली भी बराबर नहीं होती हैं. So there are a lot of the things are there, leakages are there, and this is the teething problem. We are going to be improving.
Yes, that I have accepted.
Because
I myself have said it.
Time is going 8:30, and we have to up to 8 only.
Yes,
so
please.
So last we asked Dr. Tomar to give vote of thanks, please. Madam, please ask Dr. Tomar to vote of thanks.
Sir, I would like to thank sir, respected sir,
Dr.
for his valuable and commendable observations and providing a valuable learnings. Tripathi sir. Okay, sir.
Dr. Indu Vashne, please.
Another luminary, Professor Indu Vashne Madam, Principal SRDA Girls PG College, a role model and true inspiration, having a wealth of expertise and knowledge, was to present her observations on the seminar today, but she has to leave because it is a bit delayed one and she had to go somewhere urgently. So sorry. And next is just a brief, I would like to brief some points on the seminar. Indian Economic Association has organized this seminar to share expertise, showcase research, and learn from experts on the topic impact of Jan Dhan Yojana and direct benefit transfer schemes on Indian economy. And this seminar has been an enriching and enlightening experience for all of us. All the speakers have been successful in triggering new ideas and renewed enthusiasm in a positive way. In a witty and informative way, speakers explained when and why these schemes were launched, and they called it a visionary step. They explicited the topic and enlightened us on the benefits of these schemes and how these schemes can reduce the poverty. They presented in a stimulating way the progress phase of this Jan Dhan Yojana and discussed the 6 pillars on which this Yojana is based. So in short, the seminar has fulfilled its purpose and has enriched us all. We have been graced by the presence of a distinguished individual, Professor A.K. Tomar sir, who is an inspiration to all of us, and his achievements have left a long-lasting impact on society. I would most courteously beseech respected sir to express gratitude and appreciation to all those who contributed to the success of this evening. Honorable Professor A.K. Tomar, sir, please.
नमस्कार। नमस्कार मैडम।
Namaskar, sir.
आप सभी को मेरा नमस्कार। आप सभी का अभिनंदन, स्वागत, वंदन करता हूं। आप सभी ने आज की जो सेमिनार है वो बहुत मैं समझता हूं कि सक्सेसफुल है। प्रोफेसर त्रिपाठी जी हमारे बीच में हमारे मित्र हैं, बड़े भाई प्रोफेसर बीपी त्रिपाठी साहब ने इस बात को कहा, बड़ा अच्छा लगा। और मैं समझता हूं कि इस सेमिनार में बहुत अच्छे डिस्कशंस हुए हैं और ये इसका फुल फ्लैज्ड हम चाहेंगे कि एक फुल फ्लैज्ड सेमिनार ऑफलाइन मोड में भी की जाए। मैं आज के इस कार्यक्रम में, इस सेमिनार में प्रोफेसर घनश्याम नारायण सिंह जी को धन्यवाद देता हूं। प्रोफेसर अद्या प्रसाद पांडे जी जो हमारे कॉन्फ्रेंस प्रेसिडेंट हैं उनको धन्यवाद देता हूं। मैं डॉक्टर गगन कुमार जी जो दिल्ली में हैं, सेटल्ड हैं, आज आए हैं, सीए हैं, उन्होंने अपनी प्रेजेंटेशन रखी, उनको मैं धन्यवाद देता हूं। प्रोफेसर मुकुलिका हितकारी जी को मैं धन्यवाद देता हूं, उन्होंने अपने से प्रेजेंटेशन से हम सबको जो है वो किया, एंकरेज किया। और मैं प्रोफेसर नंदिता जी जो इलाहाबाद से हैं उनको भी धन्यवाद देता हूं, और प्रोफेसर सबले जी जो बम्बई से हैं उनको भी धन्यवाद देता हूं कि उन्होंने आज के दिन हमारे इस कार्यक्रम में आकर के इसको हमारे एज ए रिसोर्स पर्सन उन लोगों ने इसको जस्टिफाई किया और इस सेमिनार को सक्सेसफुल बनाया। जैसा कि पर्पज था वो पर्पज पूरा हुआ। इस सबके लिए हमारे जो स्पीकर्स हैं आज के चारों, गगन कुमार जी, प्रोफेसर मुकुलिका हितकारी जी, प्रोफेसर नंदिता जी, प्रोफेसर सबले विशेष रूप से धन्यवाद के पात्र हैं। और मैं इस प्रोग्राम को सफल बनाने के लिए जो है डॉक्टर संगीता अरोड़ा जी को, जिन्होंने की पूरी एंकरिंग की, पूरा मॉडरेट किया इस प्रोग्राम को, उनका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद है। और मैं डॉक्टर मोनिका वासने जी को, जो कि हमारी टेक्निकल सपोर्ट करती हैं, टेक्निकल एक्सपर्ट है हमारी, और उनके सौजन्य से ही सब कार्यक्रम होते हैं, उनको भी मैं थैंक यू कहता हूँ। और डॉक्टर डी के अस्थाना साहब जो हमारे जनरल सेक्रेटरी हैं, उन्होंने नोएडा में है आज, वो ग्रेटर नोएडा में एक हफ्ते से, उन्होंने आज समय निकाल करके इस कार्यक्रम को सफल बनाने में बहुत भाग लिया, सहयोग किया। मैं बीपी त्रिपाठी सर का, जो हमारे फॉर्मर जनरल सेक्रेटरी हैं आईए के, और जो आज भी एक डिम्प्रास करके बॉडी है उसके वो जनरल सेक्रेटरी हैं, अभी विदेश यात्रा में गए हुए हैं, उन्होंने आज यहाँ भाग लेकर के हम सबका मनोबल बढ़ाया। मैं आज बहुत ही इस सेमिनार को सफल मानता हूँ कि इसमें हमारे साउथ इंडिया से हमारी डॉक्टर रमैया राजन जी जो केरल में हैं, उन सब ने पार्टिसिपेट किया। पूरे हिंदुस्तान के हर जगह से सिलेक्टेड लोगों ने भाग लिया। और मैं देख रहा हूँ कि प्रोफेसर पांडे जी आज बड़े प्रसन्न हैं, और हमारे सबले साहब बहुत प्रसन्न हैं, और बड़े अच्छे कार्यक्रम हुए हैं इसमें। गीतू शर्मा जी, सोनाली जैन जी, डॉक्टर साहब सिंह जी, मुकुलिका हितकारी जी, प्रभा गुप्ता, ये तमाम, अनिल ठाकुर जी, ये सब लोग, अरविंद श्रीवास्तव जी, अंजू अग्रवाल जी, ये सभी लोग यहाँ उपस्थित रहे। मैं सबको धन्यवाद देता हूँ, अपने हृदय से आप सबका स्वागत करता हूँ, अभिनंदन करता हूँ, वंदन करता हूँ कि आपने इस कार्यक्रम को सफल बनाया। बिना आपके ये कार्यक्रम सफल नहीं हो सकता था। विद दिस वर्ड्स आई सल्यूट यू ऑल, आई थैंक यू ऑल for joining this seminar and giving your time, valuable time for IEA for the purpose of the economic academic discussions. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you once again. Thank you.
सबको
Thank
बहुत
you,
बहुत
sir.
धन्यवाद।
Thank you. Thank you.
कर दें।
Thank you, ma'am. Can we leave the meeting now?
Yes.
हाँ जी, yes, yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you so much.